Friends, I have a big update on a fourth stimulus check. Lawmakers have proposed one of the largest stimulus checks ever. Many low-income, Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients will be able to receive additional stimulus money this month. Republicans and Democrats are working together to reach a deal on this new legislation. Friends, please make sure you watch until the end of this video because there are many details that you need to know about this new bill. I will also be giving away 4 $75 Walmart gift cards every week. Please make sure that you enter the giveaways simply by clicking and liking several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you leave a comment on with the keyword, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. During the months of October, November, and December, I will be giving away surprise $200 gift cards to those of you that have been in this community for several months as a simple gesture to say thank you so very much. It was announced that Alaskans would receive their stimulus check payments from the government. It is up to a total of about $3,200. Alaska Governor Mike Dunleavy approved this stimulus payment earlier this year, and most eligible residents are expected to receive their payment later this month. The governor and the state legislature approved the annual budget. The payment of the Alaskan stimulus check represents an annual dividend that the state pays to residents to share the wealth oil in the state. The state will use the Alaska Permanent Fund, which is previously established in 1982, to fund the dividend payment. The governor explained that the budget is not just a spending plan, but a blueprint for Alaska's future. First, the state Senate proposed a $5,000 oil wealth check payment to all eligible residents. However, as further negotiations advanced, the result was a reduction in the amount to $3,200. But still, this payment is the second largest payment in the state's history. An important point to remember is that this year's check also combines two different checks. One being the usual $2,550 dividend check, and the other being the $650 energy relief payment. Many citizens of Alaska have already received their bonus stimulus checks. Residents who chose to receive their payments by check may have to wait until later this month. According to the state's Treasury Department, recently about 78,000 applications that would determine an individual's eligibility to pay their stimulus check were just processed. Alaska residents are not the only residents in the United States that are receiving a fourth stimulus check. It has been announced that Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf and state legislators are committed to providing direct stimulus payments to residents statewide. Earlier this year, Governor Wolf announced the Pennsylvania Opportunity Program. It is a $500 million program. The system would mail checks for $2,000 to every citizen of the state, earning less than $80,000 a year. This plan has yet to garner major Republican support, but the governor has refused to back down. The governor reiterated his decision to continue pushing the proposal for another stimulus check payment, despite a lack of support from state Republicans. Friends, please let me know if you have received a fourth stimulus check in your city or state. Friends, the keyword for this video is silver birch. If you would like to enter the next Walmart gift card giveaway, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below this keyword, which is silver birch, and additional keywords of any video of mine that you watch. And do make sure, friends, that you are subscribed to my channel. Consumer prices rose at a faster pace than expected in September, as inflation accelerated for the second straight month. The CPI rose 0.4% in September and 8.2% over the past 12 months. Economists expected prices to rise roughly 0.3% last month and 8.1% over the past year. September marks the second consecutive month of strong inflation, which has remained near 4-decade highs for nearly a year. The persistence of rapid price growth will likely keep the Federal Reserve on track to keep raising interest rates to levels meant to slow the economy and risk triggering a recession. The U.S. economy has slowed since the Fed began a rapid series of interest rate hikes in March, bringing its baseline interest rate range up from near zero to a span of 3 to 3.25% last month. The Fed is almost certain to hike rates by another 1.25 percentage points before the end of 2022. It is a move that officials admit would likely cause higher unemployment. Also, the Fed is aiming to beat inflation by slowing the economy with higher interest rates. As rates rise and remain at levels meant to curb consumer and business spending, firms will face pressure to keep prices stable and hire workers at lower wages just to compensate for lower sales. President Biden and Democrats acknowledge that inflation has run far too high, but have touted the relative strength of the U.S. economy to beat back concerns about price growth. The United States has added 420,000 jobs each month on average since the start of this year. The September jobless rate of 3.5% is even with its pre-crisis level, and consumer spending has stayed strong even amid rising prices. Well, my amazing and my dear friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Thank you, friends, for joining me here every day when I post a video. The winner of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Oscar Hernandez. Congratulations, my dear friend. To claim your gift card, please check your notifications page and send me an email. Or you can also send me a message on my Facebook page. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and blessed weekend.
The importance of addressing our nation's affordable housing crisis head on. And I know that you are committed to increasing the number of affordable units available to families. But those homes have to be built somewhere. And too many communities around the country, restrictive zoning laws that were born out of racial segregation prevent new affordable housing units from being built. Using exclusionary zoning to keep families, often lower income families and families of color, out of certain neighborhoods is wrong. And over time, the harm really adds up. Exclusionary practices drive up the cost of housing for everyone and reduce the amount of available land. So, Secretary Fudge, at your confirmation hearing, you told this committee that it is important that we get rid of the notion of not in my backyard. How does that not in my backyard approach impede efforts to address the affordable housing crisis?
Well, first off, thank you, Senator, for our ongoing conversations about this. The first thing that it does is it increases the cost of housing and it limits where we can build housing. If you have restrictive zoning ordinances, then there are two things that happen or can happen. One is that where there is available land, you cannot build, or the zoning is so onerous that it costs you more money to build. Maybe they put all kinds of restrictions on it that increase the cost of buying the property. The other thing it does is it just basically says to people in our communities, we do not want you to live in our neighborhood if you are low income, if you are a person of color. And so what we have found is that these laws have been around so very long that the jobs plan now gives us the opportunity to go into communities with some incentives to assist them in how we discuss it, how we can give them the kind of technical assistance to change it, how we engage communities so that we can have a better narrative about why we should allow new housing and housing that is not restrictive in communities that historically have prevented us from building.